How you going, guys? Mick Horn here, one of the Humminbird Pro-Staff guys. We're out here at Wyaralong Dam pre-fishing for the upcoming Humminbird Bass Open that's next weekend. I'm going to run through some of the things I do with my setup here with my two helixes, my 360. And as you can see in front of us, we've got some big stand-up timber here, and this dam's renowned for those fish that sit in the treetops here. So we'll go over, I'll drop the 360 down and we'll see if we can see some fish suspended up in these treetops. So on this little boat here, I've got the universal mount. Because I've got two boats, the universal mount suits me, so I can actually swap it between the two boats. And it's pretty easy. We've got two sort of brackets here that I've just got to undo and tilt it up and put it straight down in the water. So it's just a matter of undoing this one, lifting it up in the air, tightening that up in the position, and then just undoing this one here and just dropping the unit down into the water. I have a little white mark here on my pole so I can actually face it forward so I know which direction dead straight is. So basically I just put that in that position that way, tighten up that little lug there and pretty much turn the screen on and the pod will start doing its thing. So I've got it set at 5 at the moment, which is sort of the second slowest one. The reason I do that is because you're going to get better images from that slower rotation of the transducer. So we'll drive across over onto the tree and we'll have a look and see if some bass are sitting in these trees. Yeah, you can sort of see a couple of little white spots in amongst those trees there, and little ones out off it a little bit there. Obviously each rotation, that's one thing that you look for, is if you see a shadow, especially if you're on a flat or something like that, if you see a spot and a shadow, you just make sure that it's there the next time. And generally you can, if you keep watching it, you'll generally see which direction the fish are going. As you can see, it looks like there's some couple of fish sitting just off the top of that tree there. Little tiny white spots in amongst them. So I don't know if you can see here, that you can see the tops of the trees sticking out of the water, but obviously there's a lot of stuff underneath the water, and that's where they're saying, seeing those little spots there, they're just sitting basically right on the, as I said, on the treetops there in the water. And as you can see, some fish are just out off the edge of the tree here. So we've just come up the dam a bit further, and we've obviously got a tree sort of around us, and this is a prime example of how 360, you know, is quite beneficial when you're targeting fish, you know, when you've got scattered trees around you. As you can see on the screen, we've got those trees in front of us here and some behind us. But we've got a few fish moving through all the time in between the trees. As you can see, there's a bunch of fish here, and there is some fish in amongst the trees themselves. But the more you sit here, you'll start seeing obviously where the fish are moving through, or I've seen today that a lot of fish are actually just sitting on the edge of the tree. Again, you know, obviously there's fish sitting over here and they're just constantly moving through, so those fish there have actually gone. But as you can see, there's some fish sitting on top of the treetops just here. So obviously you've got the big trees in the water, then obviously there's a lot of stuff underneath the water, and then again, like here, that another lot of fish have just come through on the side here. So obviously the benefit with 360 is you can actually see the fish here, so you can actually target them a lot easier with the 360 itself. Obviously side imaging, you're only really seeing sort of a beam out here, whereas with 360, you basically got that full 360 around your boat. And I'm constantly, as the wind's blowing us around, we're constantly moving around, but I can still maintain where those fish are. So obviously looking at the transducer, I can actually aim back that direction and target those fish that are just sitting here. The fact that I'm seeing fish all the time, obviously you're in the right place. It's just a matter of getting the right bait. It might be like a short period where they'll bite. So basically staying on them and obviously having that 360, knowing where the fish are all the time, you're not sort of wasting casts. So yeah, it's early days, and it's a pre-fish today, and I don't want to be like normal and be the pre-fish champ. I want to actually catch them during the tournament. So it's all learning. I haven't been out the dam for 12 months, but it is a good dam, and the fish in here fight really hard. So hopefully in 2 weeks' time, the fish play the game, and you'll see how hard these fish fight in here. They're actually like little mangrove jacks in here, I call them, because they hit really hard and they sort of try and get you back into the timber. So looking forward to the event in 2 weeks' time. So again, 360 for me is going to be a key to finding fish and locating and where they are in the trees. And as I said, each time the thing spins around, you'll notice they're in different sections all the time. Okay, so we come up to another set of trees, and I've noticed there's a lot of real small bait in the water. So they've been a bit hard to catch, and as you can see on the screen, they're quite tight to the trees at the moment. There is a couple scattered out a little bit wider, but then you look on down imaging, they are pretty low to the bottom. So I've put on a real tiny little Rapala jigging wrap, the 3 centimetre one. It's actually quite a small ice jig in the peacock colour. And we finally got a little bass to commit. He actually got me in because I'm fishing so tight in the trees, he actually got me in the tree. So 5 of them, I'll be pretty happy to get them next weekend at the Open, because she's pretty tough fishing here at the moment. So 5's the goal, and then after that she's upgrade after that.